Welcome back. Yes, now all of a sudden we've got your attention. Why? Because you realize now that asset disposal is not so difficult. We come to the component dealing with the selling price of my asset. And yes, there's different ways in which we can dispose of an asset. Let's look at the first one. When an asset is sold for cash, the moment you see the word cash, immediately you can see that your two accounts involved are bank, because we are receiving money. So start with the known first. The moment we are selling the asset for cash, the bank account is involved. So definitely I'm going to debit my bank account. Why? Asset increasing in value, or, and this is important guys, so let's just make a point of this here. Let us assume that my bank account is in overdraft and it has a credit balance, right? And if this was the accounting equation you are dealing with, then your bank is no longer an asset, but your bank is a liability. Please watch this. That means whenever you're dealing with a bank account, in terms of the accounting equation, know your status. Not your status, but the status of the bank account. In other words, is my bank favorable or unfavorable? Watch that. So you notice that I'm alluding to something that's not part of asset disposal per se, but it's important whenever you are answering a question on the accounting equation and bank is affected. You must ask yourself, if bank is favorable, it's going to impact on my assets, and if bank is unfavorable, it's going to impact on my liabilities. Okay, that's just by the way, but important. So double entry once again, a debit to bank and a credit to my asset disposal account. Notice I'm transferring all the information into my asset disposal account. If this asset is sold on credit, no money is coming into the business, therefore debit debtors control, credit asset disposal. Notice the asset disposal is credited no matter what the transaction is. No matter the method in which you dispose of that asset, the credit always goes to asset disposal. What about the trade-in? And this one here, learners find very, very challenging. I can't understand why. Let us understand the concept of a trade-in. A trade-in means that you are actually selling the vehicle to the dealer in place of another vehicle. That's what we mean by a trade-in. So therefore, what's my double entry? A debit to creditors control. Why is that? Here, watch this here. There's my creditors control account. When I buy the vehicle, the new one, obviously I credit my creditors control with the amount. And when I trade in this vehicle, then definitely I'm owing the garage less. Therefore, a debit to my creditors control and a credit to my asset disposal. Clear? Make sure you know that. Let's repeat the entry. When there's a trade-in, it's a debit to creditors control, and I've just explained that to you, and a credit to my asset disposal. What about if the owner takes the vehicle for personal use? Yes, the word POP is significant in accounting. And we're not referring to your POPs at home. We are referring to the acronym POP, which means personal, owner, or private. Whenever you see any of these words being used, immediately it draws your attention to the fact that this is drawings. That's right. So my double entry is a debit to drawings and a credit to asset disposal. Notice that in each case, you are crediting your asset disposal account. That has not changed. Got that, grade 12s? I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. What about donations? Certainly, in terms of corporate social responsibility, we may even donate assets to indigent schools, whoever needs it. Double entry, here goes. Debit donations. Why? It's an expense to the company, to the business, a credit to my asset disposal account. Notice once again that credit did not change. And then there's an insurance claim where the vehicle was insured. They've acknowledged the claim, that is the insurance company, but they haven't paid us as yet. A debit to my insurance claim and a credit to my asset disposal. Okay, so obviously if there's a profit on sale of asset, my double entry will be debit the asset disposal, credit profit on sale of asset. Income, therefore credited. And if there's a loss, my double entry will be debit loss on sale of asset and credit my asset disposal. Well guys, that's it for today. But the way Ashraf signs off, remember, you want to be a shining star. So aim for the moon, because that's where the accounting A is. But if you don't get there, definitely you're going to be an accounting shining star in the horizon of South Africa. Until next time, be good. Bye-bye.